everybody. J Real here with Brandon, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Jack in the Crack, Dvorak. And we're live here once again. And it is Tuesday. What is today? The 19th?
Yep, 19.
19th, 2025. And yeah, I'm kind of not trying to expose myself today, but it's hot in here with the AC on.
Yeah,
It's too hot.
one of our groundskeepers at work got real sick. I hope he's all right from the heat. This heat ain't nothing to fuck around with.
Well, yeah, they've got the heat advisories and all that. With anything that's like the heat index, if it's 105 or more, they put out what they call a heat advisory, which is like be sure to hydrate yourself and all that business. And I got ice water here,
I
but
used
I'm going
to
to be enjoying some more liquids here pretty soon. So
I used to work at a sawmill that made parts for mobile home places, and I'm telling you, you could die from heat stroke. I mean, there's people that got heat stroke, and it's like they don't talk the same after. It's like fucks them up.
yeah. I try to stay in the shade because I don't like to be inside the house during the day, so I spend most of my day outside unless it's pouring down rain or something. And but I try to stay in the shade and always have ice water going and that kind of thing. So, but
Man,
yeah,
I'm
it's a typical Texas summer. Although this has been an unusual summer in we've only had like 4 or 5 100-degree days this summer.
It was 106 in West at one point, but like I said, it's been pretty mild. Normally, you have like 110, 111.
And usually, by this time, it's like we've had like 20 of them, And
Yeah,
but yeah, we've just had 4 or 5
and
degree days.
and that's what makes it hard. Is for me, it's kind of like you have to kind of get used to it. El Santo, what the hell? It's hard to get used to. I think he's possessed. Yeah, he's been just in a bad mood lately.
is
I
he?
don't know.
Is he hissing at you?
Yeah, I guess he didn't like that fucking cat food I got. He got pissed. Ow.
Oh, El Santo, come on, man! You're living the life of Riley, El Santo.
He
Come
was
on.
setting on a copy of Legion, and I tried to like get him off of it, and he's fucking.
I'm gonna when you finish that, I want to borrow that from you.
I think what it is he wants attention, and I'm not paying attention to him, so he gets kind of abusive. It's like an abusive relationship sometimes. There you go, buddy. Now he's rubbing his head on me and loving on me.
Well, that's a cat for you. It's fuck you 1 second and pet me the next second. So, um, but yeah, we definitely have some things to talk about. I will say, without going into detail yet, last night was an experience. Wouldn't you say
Dude.
so?
Yeah, and I was trying to tell my coworker because I was trying to talk her into going to this one. She didn't want to go. And then Jaws, like I have Jaws at the house. Why would I want to go to the theater to see it? I'm like, it's like a totally different experience. It's almost like watching it for the first time.
We'll get into that, but it was almost like watching it for the first time. I've seen that movie a couple of dozen times probably, but it was like kind of like watching it for the first time last night.
And the sound was so like with the sound, like you could hear like a character would walk this way, and you would hear like the footstep, like the on this side, and it was crazy.
Yeah, but we'll get into that. But I guess first, and I'm sure if you're a horror fan, you probably have already seen it. But they're trying to reboot Jason, and Angry Orchard Hard Cider has produced a short. Um, what is it? Sweet Revenge, and it's a Jason movie or Jason short. It's only 14, 15 minutes. And when I heard that Angry Orchard Hard Cider was going to produce a Jason movie or short film. I was like,
What the
I actually
fuck?
wasn't very, I wasn't interested at first, even in seeing it. I'm like, well, it
I was
seems
just
like it's
because
just
it's so
a
fucking
commercial.
bizarre. I was like, why? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted
You
to
know,
see it.
I understand Jason's a popular property, so I can understand wanting to invest in something with Jason, to sort of bring him back into the fold again. Um, that of course, we grew up with, or you grew up with Jason, uh, but he was a big deal to us during the '80s, uh, and so to bring Jason back is a nice idea. But Angry Orchard hard cider, uh,
What was weird
and
about it is, Budweiser done short films that they entered in festivals and stuff, but it was about the brand, like the Budweiser Clydesdale that was like crippled and then it got better and was like a show horse. But they didn't even really promote the cider. They just kind of had it in their hand, or you didn't even see the label. They kind of did a shitty job on that. I mean, like
Let,
if
let's
you
let's
wouldn't,
let's get the Jason cans, and
yeah.
we will return. And so, okay, here's what you get. Here's Jason and Angry Orchard hard cider. And before we start sampling this, let's talk about the short itself. Um, I have mixed feelings about it. The best thing about it is the kills are good. They're gory. They're kind of fun. They're what you would want from a Jason movie. The gore level and the way he kills people is what you would want from a Jason film. The kills were well done, but I don't care for the look of Jason himself. They got kind of a thin guy to play Jason, kind of a skinny guy.
Me
Um,
and me and my coworker were joking. It's like Jason, he's on Ozempic like everybody else. He slimmed down. He is on Ozempic.
I don't care for the hockey mask. It's kind of a little too streamlined.
Well,
Um,
it looks better in cartoon form, so I wonder if it's one of those things where they drew it on paper and it looks pretty good. But then because when they held up that mask at that Comic Con, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I was like, "What the fuck is that?" They're
well,
like, "What?"
um, Dr. Wolfula did a review of it, and he said that Jason looks like a one of those Funko Pop figures come to life.
He kind of does because the head's fucking. I don't know if it's the mask or like they. I know he's supposed to have a big head, but like, damn, it's like George Lopez big. It's like,
Anyway, I don't care for the look of Jason, but I enjoyed it enough. Like I say, the kills were good. Um, I thought it was pretty well edited. The girl in it that I guess you call the protagonist or whatever. I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it, but you get kind of an ending that's kind of questionable. Like, well, is she going to be like a partner for Jason, or is she going to be, for like a?
well,
I'm assuming they're going to make a movie at some point.
I will,
Um,
I will defend it though because at least they tried something different. And I know some people are like, well, just cut from day to night. It's because she's dead. She's been in the lake all them hours. That's
and
how I rationalized it in my head. I don't fucking know.
But anyway, you can go to YouTube. It's like I say, it's about 15 minutes long, so you'll get through it pretty quick, and it's sweet revenge. But let's try or the Angry Orchard hard cider, and this is
It
the
looks
Jason
cool.
version.
I'm
So
telling you, you put them dry ice in this bitch on Halloween and make it smoke up.
yeah, I'm
Oh, it
just drinking
smells
it.
fucking delicious. It smells like heaven. Oh my god.
Smells like
Just do
heaven.
Yeah, it smells fucking good. Sniff that shit.
My sniffer doesn't work very well. Yeah, it's kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a Mountain Dew kind of flavor with
It
alcohol.
tastes it tastes like the it's blood orange, so it's basically a imagine the it tastes like the original Angry Orchard with like oranges,
Yeah, it
like
has
a
a strong,
mandarin orange.
it has a strong orange flavor, but I don't know. Kind of Mountain Dew is what kind of hit me when I first tasted it. But the more I'm drinking it, the more I'm getting that orange flavor. Uh, and yeah, it's good.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Sweet Revenge.
This would get I could see this getting somebody into some trouble because it's 5% alcohol, which is like it's like a Bud Heavy, but I could see people just with this and either getting sick or getting into some trouble. So you have to kind of be careful with
You
this
need
because it
to
does drink like a soda pop. Like it just goes
like
down
I
like
say, drink it like a soda. Sip it. Yeah, don't slam it. Uh,
yeah.
but
This is
yeah, it's
probably
good.
going to cause some domestic violence. This
I'll I'll
might
say
cause
what
some domestic violence.
my opinion of the hard cider is the same as the actual short film. It's okay. I liked it. I like it. It's all right. Now I
I'm hoping
wonder
that
though.
the I'm hoping that the Chucky Fanta is better than the goddamn Beetlejuice one last year. That shit was terrible.
I wonder though. What is the overall opinion of the short film?
It's
People
been
really
mostly
like
it's been mostly
Jason
negative.
really pissed off about it.
It's been mostly negative. I've seen. I ain't really seen too many people say they like it. And then there's no character development; it's just kills. It's like, well, have you seen the other fucking movies? I
No
mean, I
character
like those
development.
movies, but people act like when people talk about the first Friday the 13th, it's like they're talking about Gone with the Wind or The Great Escape or something. Like it's like this great thing, and it's like I like some of the sequels better than the first Friday the 13th. And even like 2 and 3 is basically they go to the woods, they get killed. Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. You
Yeah,
see some nudity and he kills them. I mean, I don't know what else did you want.
yeah,
Yeah, Jason looked skinny, but I mean, other than that, it was basically Friday the 13th.
yeah, yeah. I think it's serviceable.
It's
I
all
don't.
right.
It didn't make me mad or anything. I didn't get angry watching it. I thought, well, it's okay. I like the kills. I don't care for Jason's look, but eh, I'll live with it. If they make a movie with this Jason, I'll see it. I'll probably enjoy it for what it
I
is.
mean, it's not. It's like I said, it's fun. You got to remember, like it's an advertisement for hard cider. It's not like an actual movie. Now, if it was a 90-minute feature film, I'd be a little more critical. But for me, it's like, yeah, it was all right. Better than
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to be pretty bad.
yeah. But anyway, I don't know. Do we have a crowd here? I see four people. So if you're here, speak up. Let us know you're here. Have you seen it? Have you seen Sweet Revenge? What did you think about it? Um, and have you tried the Angry Orchard? And this was hard to get, wasn't it?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I couldn't find it nowhere. My sister lives up in Dallas, and she was able to find it. And the people at Specs in my area didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, Jason Voorhees and stuff. And I guess maybe Jason been gone so long, or that girl was just too young. She didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
uh,
Who's that? I was like, he said, come on, Jason. And they're like, what? No, I don't know. I guess Jason been gone longer than I thought because apparently, I guess that young 20 something didn't know who the fuck Jason was.
um, and
Yeah.
what did you have? You were showing something there. What did you have? What do you have there?
Classic horror stories. Got it from Barnes and Noble. This will
Oh,
be good
cool.
for around Halloween time. It's leather bound and shit. featuring stories from H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, M.R. James. I can't pronounce some of these damn names, but yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I came close to getting that myself, but it was a money issue.
Yeah,
We'll save my
I
money.
probably I probably shouldn't have got it, but I mean it looks pretty cool, and I like to read. I always tell people when they send me hate mails, they need to learn how to read so they can spell the curse words properly. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We saw quite a bit. We saw Naked Gun and we saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I ate that head cheese that was baking in the car that whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess let's talk first about Naked Gun. Uh, 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 Liam Neeson now he's taken over Leslie Nielsen's role, and that kind of sounds the same. Leslie Nielsen and Liam Neeson kind of sound similar. Uh, and they couldn't have found a better guy to take over the role than Liam Neeson. He's great. He sells that. It's saying every line straight. Like it's serious, and of course it's silly and stupid and funny and if you like the Naked Gun films, this is just what you would want. It delivered exactly what I was expecting it to deliver, and Liam Neeson was great. And there were several moments had me laughing out loud. I want to see it again. There was actually some jokes that I need to see again to kind of get the joke. There was a couple of jokes that kind of went over my head that I need to see it again to get the joke. Um, most of the jokes were very straightforward. There's nothing to get. It's pretty easy to get it. But there was a couple of them that were kind of more elaborately set up than your
I
typical.
felt like there were some missed opportunities for jokes though. Like they show OJ Simpson and they do the joke about OJ Simpson, but there's a snowman that comes to life and tries to kill him. Like I think it would be funny if when they're doing their little seance thing, there was a picture of OJ and then like OJ Simpson was trying to kill them. Like that would have been
With
like
the
funny. Yeah, I was like it would have been. I mean, it was funny with the snowman, but if they summoned OJ and like maybe OJ like possessed the snowman, it was like it would have been funnier.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I say, if you like the Naked Gun films, if you like Leslie Nielsen in those films, this gives
It's
you just what you would want. I think. Uh,
it's like I told my cousin, it's a dumb fun movie. It's stupid, but I liked it. It was entertaining.
yeah, yeah.
It, man, but that Chainsaw Massacre, that was experience. I've been talking about that shit all day. Like that was amazing.
Well, yesterday was they called it Texas Chainsaw Massacre Day because I guess in '73 it was released August 18th,
Well,
'73.
that's the day that the events take place in the film too.
I didn't know that. Uh,
Yeah, it says it
so I didn't
on
know if that's the
August.
day it was released or like you say the
Yeah,
day.
it was on the crawls like on August 18th in the annals of American
So
history.
maybe that was the reason why
Yeah, that's why it's called it.
um, but yeah, I mean, gosh, we could do a show
They
and
must,
we could just
they,
talk about that, just seeing it
they
on the
must have thought we were heartless bastards because we were laughing at Franklin and shit, and like that lady sitting a couple seats down was like glaring it, kind of looking at us and shit.
well.
But like we were like there's a part where Franklin's rolling and he like runs into a wall, and we're like ah, and they're just kind of like what the fuck.
Well, of course, I've seen the movie like 2 dozen times. Um, but as anyone will tell you, it's a different experience seeing a movie on the biggest screen. It, it was a big curved screen that they've got there at that theater, um, and the sound was really cranked up. And I don't know if they did a new mix for this release. When the 4K came out. Um, but it sounded like it was a surround sound mix. Of course, I
And
know the movie wasn't originally mixed that way. So, um,
and I paid attention more because I've seen this movie a million times, but I never really paid much attention to like the news broadcaster or whatever at the beginning talk about all the bad shit that's happening. It's like a local man kills himself because the TV quits working or whatever stupid shit that was.
And talking about all
And the people,
the
well,
graves that
during
are
the
unearthed and the bodies. Uh,
yeah, and it's telling other stories too, and it's like, yeah, he jumped off the roof, and people told him to do it, and they broke out in violence.
and that corpse at the beginning that's displayed on the tombstone. It has a close up of its face, and this is the first time I've seen this movie, like say 30 times. I never noticed it until last night. The face is dripping, literally dripping, because of the heat and the decay or whatever, and it's just dripping. And I was like, "Oh God, that's disgusting." Of course, after watching you eat that damn head cheese, you know, and then throwing the remains on the ground, and seeing this dripping face of that corpse, I was like, "Oh my God!" But I never
You think
noticed
that's
that.
gross? You should have
I
seen the
never,
shit I took after that head cheese. There's ligaments in it.
I never noticed that the face was dripping, and until seeing it on the big screen. But it was a lot funnier than I remember, watching it all the other times. Because that's something that Toby Hooper always said, is that he considered it to be a comedy, a black comedy. But most people didn't see that. Didn't well, like the cook, you see there's definitely funny moments with him, hey, you knocked down the door, you damn fool, and all that. But there wasn't a whole lot of humor in it that stood out. But there was last night. There was several moments me and you both were laughing out loud. And like I say, getting some strange looks from people wondering what do we think was so fucking funny. uh,
It was
but
just fucking. To me, it was hilarious because Leatherface is dressed up as the old lady, and he's all like, "Damn door, you coon shit, nap teared idiot!" And shit, it just made me laughing. And Leatherface is all walking around, and he's like, "Get in there!" And
and when
he's
it
like,
when
and
he's
Leatherface's
hit
like,
when he's hit when he's hitting him, when Leatherface is wearing the woman's face, he has that high pitch, uh, and
and he's like, "Where are they?" And he's like, "You ruined the door!" And he starts fucking beating him and shit. That was funny. And then when he beat Sally with the broom, that shit was hilarious too. He's like, "Ah."
and then poking, and he would like, no, there's no need to do that. Now you calm down, and then he's poking her with that broom handle. No, everything's gonna be okay now. Settle down, and he's poking her and laughing. Uh, but yeah, a lot funnier than our, than it than previous viewings. I found it a lot funnier watching it on the big screen. Um, and of course, it's a lot more everything, more intense, uh, more. It has a more impact to it, um, particularly during the end. The sequence, the where Sally's screaming, and those quick edits of her screaming and close-ups of her eyes, and Ed Neal, imitating her, uh, and
God, when they were howling, I was dying. When they're at the, because I forgot about that. They're like, "Oh," and they're
it,
like,
it was
"Shut up, you bitch hog."
just a lot more intense all around watching it on the big screen. A different experience, almost like watching it for the first time or seeing it with new eyes on the big screen. So
That little documentary afterwards, with what was that guy's name again?
Pat
Patton
Oswalt.
Oswald, I think. It was him talking about the movie, and he was comparing it to Nosferatu, and I mean, he made some valid points, and I never you know thought about comparing those two. It's kind of weird, but his explanations made sense.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and but yeah, definitely it's a classic. I guess a lot of people would put it at the very top of their favorite horror films. Mine is John Carpenter's The Thing, but it's right up there, and just to see it on the big screen was a real experience. So something I'm definitely going to remember, and glad I was able to do that. And so thank you, Brandon, for letting me do that. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
and,
hoping with we see Jaws coming up. That'll be pretty cool too to see Jaws and that Rocky Four Drago cut would be kind of cool. But I heard that like Stallone cut a bunch of the cheesy '80s stuff out of it and put deleted scenes in there to make it more serious. So I
yeah,
don't really know how that will turn out.
there was a preview of some movies that are coming to the theater. Now I don't know if they'll be getting them there in Waco, but you would think, well, since they're advertising them there, that hopefully they'll get them. So there were several
That's a
films.
weird.
One
That's a
flew
weird
over the
thing.
cuckoo's nest, um, uh, and the Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, um, and what was it? There was one of the Indiana Jones films, but it was not the one I wanted to see in the theater. uh, and,
It was one of the Indiana Jones films. I think The Sound of Music, and then another film.
yeah, the, one flew with a cuckoo's nest, but which would be very cool to see in the theater. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
just want to see that cut of Rocky Four if he took all the damn cheesy because that's the shit I like is him running up the mountain and the robot and all that stupid shit.
yeah,
Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool to see that. Cuckoo's Nest would be good too, but like I said, I don't know if we'll get them. Hopefully, we will, but I don't know. I think if we when we go see Jaws, if it shows all that shit, it would make no sense to advertise it and not get it. But I don't know.
yeah. But I think the Sound of Music, which I don't really care to see that, but maybe Cuckoo's Nest would be cool. Rocky, the Spider-Man films would be cool to see. Um, yeah, so and of course Jaws, and I think next week or week after, I want to say it was like the 29th is when Jaws is coming to the theater. But I don't know for sure. Uh, but yeah, definitely want to see
I was
Jaws. That's
looking up.
my favorite movie. So
I was looking up the show times for Jaws, and yeah, it'll be. I'll probably be the next one to be Jaws. If we can't get into Jaws, maybe that weapons would be interesting, but I don't know if anything really else came out that I'd be interested in because I don't give a shit about that. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't really care about any of the
well,
other movies.
I really like the first Nobody film, and Nobody Two is out. So
Yeah, I
I'd
just have to be in the
really,
right mood. I have to be in the right mood for action movies because I'm not a big fan of John Wick or Born Supremacy. I kind of have to like it's almost like homework. Like I have to like get myself into those. Kind of like
uh,
Indiana Jones. I don't really give a shit about Indiana Jones either. I just can't really get into that.
yeah.
I'm just weird like that. I never really was a big Star Wars guy. Like there's just certain stuff that everyone loves. I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's all right.
Uh, when's your next free day?
I'll look at my schedule and I'll let you know. That's what I was saying. Jaws is because I'm probably going to be off whenever Jaws is playing, either on the 28th or the 29th. So that'll probably be the next one. Would be Jaws.
And do you want to eat at Ruby Lee's?
I don't know. It depends on what they have. I mean, they don't give you really much options. They're just kind of like
No,
take it or leave it.
and like I said, we got a Chinese restaurant that it's been a while since I've been in there. I like that place. I like buffets anyway. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see we'll see what's coming out and stuff like that. I watched Alien Earth episode 1. It was all right. It's kind of boring, but it's all right.
I like it. They put
You know,
I don't know if maybe the third episode. I haven't seen the third. I've seen the first two. I don't know if the third one's out yet. But I liked it. I'm getting into it. Um, it supposedly takes place before Alien. And my only question was, well, all this shit's going down, and the crew of the Nostromo, they didn't know about all this going on. Uh,
Yeah, they
but
didn't. It didn't make the news or something. Like
yeah,
they didn't. Like, wouldn't that be big news?
yeah,
This fucking creatures
you
murdering
think so?
everybody.
The big ship crash lands and all that, and there's the alien itself is on board the ship. Uh, there's other aliens too, but the that particular
There's that
alien,
little. There's that little eyeball alien that was pretty interesting, and that kind of, and then that weird plant looking thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like with some of these, like I mean, I would have rather had an alien movie. I would rather have had like a film instead of like a television series because it's kind of hard for me to get into TV shows, you know. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'd rather just kind of like that Chucky show. Like I would have rather just had a movie instead of having to like kind of watch it episodically.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't have time really to binge watch it either. So it's just kind of like it's a pain in the ass to get into. That's why I never got into that Yellowstone that everyone loves and shit like that. It's just I just don't have the time or patience. I like movies because like beginning, middle, end. You know,
Right,
and if
right.
there's a sequel, I might see it, and it's just kind of wrap everything up.
Yeah, yeah.
I really want to see that new Silent Night, Deadly Night whenever that comes out. That shit's gonna be fucking tits.
I
I
didn't
want
know
to
there
see
was.
it.
This is the first
Yep,
time hearing about that.
the people who did the Terrifier movies are they remade Silent Night, Deadly Night, and the dude who played Corey Cunningham is going to be Billy in the movie.
Ah,
And
of
so
course.
I just want I'm just curious if it's going to be like the Terrifier movies where they go all ape shit with the blood and gore, or are they going to hold back a little bit, or like what are they going to do? You know, because I love that first movie.
Any of it, Christmas horror. Anytime, anything taking place during Christmas is cool. Of course, the Terrifier 3, um, and but yeah, well, cool. I'm just now learning that
Yeah,
today. With that.
the trailer looks good. My only concern is I just hope it's not a damn shot for shot remake because they're showing some stuff that like that's kind of like, well, that was in the original, that was in the original. I don't want it to be like a Psycho 1998 thing. Hopefully it's different because you know what's up. I don't understand that. What's the point of this doing the same shit? You know, might as well do something a little different.
Yeah, yeah,
The only thing they should keep is that crazy old bastard that they think he's like a vegetable, and then when that little kid's by himself, he's like, "Christmas is the scariest goddamn time of the year." Scares him. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I want to see that. I mostly just been watching a lot of older shit. You know, I've been like a I don't know if you watched the horror host, but Spanguli had Horror of Dracula on as one of his movies with Christopher Lee. You know, that's kind of fun, and I've just been kind of more just into I'm more into like the gothic monsters and stuff now. You know, that's what I've
yeah,
been into, and documentaries. I've seen this really sad documentary about crack and like what people like when crack came and how it like messed up their lives, and
yeah.
it was crazy.
I love documentaries, but that kind of thing was very
And then
so.
there's one documentary, it's for free on YouTube, and I think people should watch it. It's called Fabian's Story: The Man Who Knowingly Gave People AIDS. And I think they should take the second part off the title because when you watch it, you feel bad for him because you know he gets disowned by his family because he has AIDS and he's a gay dude and they disown him and he doesn't really fit in. He can't get treatment at hospitals. You know, he can't stay nowhere. He's homeless and stuff. And you really feel bad for this dude. But then he starts, just giving people AIDS by like sleeping with them and shit. But he doesn't tell them that he has AIDS. And it's kind of like he kind of becomes a shitty person. And there was no law back then about knowingly giving someone a disease. So like they had to track him from I think it was like Texas to California to another state. They had to track him from states because he was knowingly giving these people. And back then, AIDS was a deadly disease. Like if you got AIDS, you were going to die. And he eventually does die, but it was just one of those things to where if they wouldn't have had that subtitle, I think it would have worked way better because you're like, damn, I feel bad for this guy. His family disowned him. He got this deadly disease. The hospitals don't want to treat him. But then he kind of becomes a shitty person and he's giving people this disease. And they asked him, like, why are you doing this? And he's like, I'm dying. I don't care who I take with me type shit. And it's like, well, no, fuck you. You're a piece of shit, and it just blew my mind that there was no law against that back then. Like he's admitting that he's doing it, and he's going from state to state. So he's basically
you're committing murder, basically.
It's basically what it is, yeah. But also think about the people that might not know they have it, and then they give it to somebody else. And if he's going from Texas to California to whatever the other state was, no telling how many people he's responsible for killing. And he's all like, well, I'm dying, and I don't care who I take with me. And it's like, yeah, you're a piece of shit, dude. Yeah, but it's crazy because at first you feel bad for him, but by the end of it, you hate his ass, bro.
Well, I got the other one you gave me, and who is this?
Let me turn around. Which one is that? No, that's just the Angry Orchard tree. You got to spin it around more. Spin the can more. Like the other, I think that's the Headless Pumpkin.
Well, that's the flavor says Headless Pumpkin, but I just wonder who that.
That tree is on all the bottles. That's like the angry tree.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this is
El Santo's being sweet now. He's all curled up and rubbing me.
He was hissing at you. He was hissing and growling at you. And
now he wants to be petted.
Go ahead and pet him.
I am petting him. I ain't gonna try to pick him up again though.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't know about that flavor. I can't place it.
Yeah, let me try to get the other can.
I mean, it's all right, but I can't. Maybe when you taste it, you can tell me what it tastes like. I can't really tell what it tastes like.
I'm gonna take a swig out the can first. That way, I don't taint my flavors or whatever. But god damn, that smells like heaven too. God damn.
I don't smell it, but my smeller's broke.
Smells like them white bitches at Starbucks. That pumpkin spice. That one is kind of, I don't know. It kind of tastes like a gingerbread man, but it's pumpkin. I dig it though.
Yeah, it's all right. I think I like the other one better, but yeah.
It kind of tastes like a gingerbread man. I like these cans. I like these cans though, but if it's called Headless Pumpkin, why didn't they put a Headless Horseman on there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool. Well, if you like those, I got more flavors I can give you. I think there's a blueberry one, or there's one called Sinful Cinnamon.
Yeah, I'd like to try them. If you don't mind giving them up, I'd like to try them. But yeah, I mean it's okay. What they came out with Jason and the other flavors. It's a box, and it's a box of them.
This one. I don't know about this one. Sometimes some sips are good, and some sips I don't know.
What did we have yesterday? We was waiting to go see Texas Chainsaw.
I want to bitch about that for a little bit. That's what.
We sampled Dr. Pepper Blackberry or Blackberry Dr. Pepper.
Blackberry Dr. Pepper milkshake. And we went there. We're like, you know what? We got about 15, 20 minutes to kill. waited about 15 or 20 minutes for the damn milkshake, and then when we
Yeah,
got
to
it, it was
deliver to
fucking.
make it. We were about to cancel the order when she finally showed up with the milkshakes.
And a part of me is like, I know she said the machine was like something with the syrup was wrong, so I wondered did they just fuck cars up? But then I remember having the soda, and I didn't care for the soda really either. I don't know. It was just I had head cheese in my palate and stuff, and it was just kind of a funk.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. The
It
Dr
wasn't
Pepper
as
blackberry Dr Pepper shake.
you know.
Yeah.
I'll give them a pass if the machine broke, but when we went to fucking Dairy Queen and I got a hot dog, and it took 30 minutes for me to get a hot dog, that was ridiculous. That was fucking stupid. And I kept asking for it. Oh, we're making it. It's like, well, it's a hot dog. Like, damn, don't you just boil the shit, throw it on a bun, put some onions and shit on there? Like, damn. That kind of pissed me off that day too. I was like, it wasn't like I had a big order. It was a chili cheese hot dog, foot long or whatever. Just
Yeah.
throw it in there. We're like, fuck. Or they acted like I was the bad guy for going up there and asking where it was at. Are you sure you ordered it? Yeah, I got my receipt. Yeah, it was crazy. Have you have you seen anything or watched anything at the house?
No, I was trying to think if there's anything that I haven't mentioned that I've been watching.
You
Uh,
need to you
oh,
need
oh,
to
oh, oh,
find.
oh! I'm a big Devo fan, and I still got more to watch of it. But Netflix put out a Devo documentary today, and it is the best thing ever. It's the best thing I've ever seen. uh, because I'm a huge Devo fan. You know, since 1978 when they appeared on Saturday Night Live and sang their version of "I Can't Get No Satisfaction" by the Rolling Stones, their version of that. I can't get no satisfaction. Uh, and anyway, it's a Devo documentary, and it's on Netflix. Came out today on Netflix, and it's just I'm in hog heaven watching the Devo documentary, and I still have more to watch of it. So
Have you
yeah,
seen the previews for This Is Spinal Tap too?
yeah, I want to see that because I'm a big fan of the original, and of course they're so damn old, uh, but I don't know, it looks fun, you know.
South, and then of course South Park, man, that's been having me hooked. Like they got me back
Yeah,
because
yeah, me too.
fucking and I know that we don't get political much, but that was some of the funniest shit I've seen in a while with Trump. This last time I thought that they can't top the last episode. This episode was funny because Mr. Mackey he has to join ICE because he got fired, and so he's deporting all these people, and they deport Dora the Explorer and fucking
Did get
and they're
it?
like, I heard there's Mexicans in heaven. Let's just go get them in heaven. And they go up there and they're like, fucking, they're like, there's an angel trying to fly away. And Mr. Mackey and them are like grabbing them and taking them down. And then they go to Trump's Mar-a-Lago place. And JD Vance is like the midget from that show that's like, and, and,
Crazy
uh,
Island.
and it's like the Epstein thing. And like Dora the Explorer and all of them are being like, what's it, trafficked by like the Epstein people and shit.
Mr. Mackey's got to get his nut.
Yeah, or and Clyde starts stealing Cartman's shit, and then Cartman's like, "But everybody's offensive now. I can't. I don't fit in no more." Because he's all upset because
His
like
shit.
no, everyone's offensive and he doesn't fit in no more. And Clyde stole his shit, and he's like, "I gotta." And that's the whole thing. They keep saying they gotta get their nut. I gotta get my nut.
Get their nut. Yeah.
I gotta get my nut, and Clyde. He's like, I don't like deporting the Mexicans, but I gotta make a living.
You got to get my nut. Uh,
Man, it
uh,
was hilarious though, and it's funny, and I know people who are legit mad about that. And it's like, well, you complain about shit being woke and censorship, and now you want to censor them for making fun of your president or whatever. It's I don't know, it's just funny to me. I look forward to the next episode because I can predict it now. I bet that since Donald Trump is with the devil and sounds like Saddam, either he's possessed by Saddam or it's like Saddam is pretending to be him.
huh.
I think that's where it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be a big reveal where like he like rips his face off like Scooby Doo, and he's like, "I'm back, Satan," yeah, or something.
Uh,
Yeah, that was good, man. But I've been watching them document. I've been on a documentary kick, and there's that one that you need to see because that movie, The Smashing Machine's coming out, and it's based on an HBO documentary about that dude, and that's crazy. It's a he's an MMA fighter, and then it turns to drugs and all this crazy shit, and it's just his girlfriend's toxic as fuck in there. She's an alcoholic, and she kind of enables him. And there's one point in the documentary where he overdoses and almost dies, and it's like I don't know if we should be together. It's like no, y'all shouldn't. Leave her. Like shit. That's the whole time I'm watching it. It's like leave the bitch. Leave her. I mean, he's bad for her too, but she's more like he does good, and then like because of her addiction, she drags him down, and it's just like the whole time you're watching, it's like just leave her. Like I don't, But when you see the movie, like they're like madly in love and shit, and so I wonder how much they're gonna kind of clean it up because it was very they didn't hold back. Like they showed like all the bad shit, the drugs and the the career, how his career kind of started going downhill and stuff. And it's an interesting documentary. And my friend met Boss Rutan in Austin, who's an MMA fighter, and he's in the documentary, and he's in the. You went out. Gotta let El Santo out. And he's even telling him, like, you need to leave this woman. Like, you're trying to be sober. She's showing up to the gym drunk and strung out on drugs and shit. And he's in the movie. He's in the movie too, and it's an interesting watch. Like if you watch it, it's like a train wreck. It's like Celebrity Rehab or something. You just can't turn away. And the whole time you're like, your life would be so much better if you just leave this person. Like you talk about codependency. That was like the very definition of codependency. Like you know, behind every great man's downfall, there's a woman. Nah, that's me being sexist. I don't know, but they're shitty men too. But it was just like, yeah, this is a bad person, and you need to get away from her. And then it's almost like it's crazy because truth is stranger than fiction because MMA is real. It's not like wrestling where it's scripted. The guy he's training with is in the tournament too, and like they have to. I think at one point they have to fight. But what sucks is since it's real life, his training partner Mark Coleman, who's a good fighter, but he lost. But if he would have won, it would have almost been like a Hollywood script or something, because then that would have made the documentary more interesting. Because even the HBO people were like, "Damn, we're hoping Mark Coleman would win. That way, it would add more drama and fuel to all this crazy shit." But it's the same name. It's called The Smashing Machine, like the movie is. It does get a little long. I think it's like about 3 hours, but it's a really good documentary, and it's almost like it's hard to. It's like a car wreck. It just goes and goes and goes, and you're like, damn. Yes, but I would recommend if you could find it, The Smashing Machine. That's a good one.
well, yeah, you sent
And
me
then I
the
just been watching doc.
trailer for the movie, and I'm definitely interested in seeing that movie.
And I know some people were saying, well, The Rock's wig looks ridiculous and stupid. I'm like, it's actually spot on because did have that stupid hair like that. His hair really looked all fucking like he kind of had like your fro, but like a Jerry curl. He had that kind of Jerry curl fro thing going on. So it's kind of like in The Irishman with Al Pacino's hair. Like, damn, his hair looks stupid. It's like, well, Jimmy Hoffa had stupid hair, so it's actually pretty realistic. You know, so, and then since Exorcist 3 had a birthday, what was it, 2, 3 days ago? I wouldn't mind. I might watch that tonight. I want to read Legion, and I'll let you borrow it, and we could talk about that book as well.
Yeah, definitely want to read the book because I know. I mean, it's okay, but you can go to I don't know, the Amazon channel, whatever, and watch the Legion cut of Exorcist 3.
It's rough. It's
but it
really rough
stands.
though.
But the footage is really rough. It's like full screen and crap, and it really stands out that uh, they didn't clean it up.
It's
They didn't make it match the original cut, and so it really stands out
it
whenever there's.
stands it stands out more than the My Bloody Valentine one, to where like you see the unrated footage and it kind of looked grindhousey.
Yeah.
This one stands out really because it's almost like a VHS tape or something. Like it goes from widescreen to full by 4:3 aspect ratio, and it's real like hard to see, and it's just
And that's what I'm
yeah, it
saying.
takes you out of.
In this modern age, they could have cleaned it up. They could have fixed it, and made it match the original footage a lot better.
Or like with My Bloody Valentine, that one where they put the old footage back in. Why don't you just make the whole movie look like a Grindhouse movie? Be like the Grindhouse cut or something,
Yeah.
because it would be less jarring. Because even on that one, I'm like, damn, this shit looks like it been beat up. Like it was like a print that they found that been watched a million times and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Exorcist 3, man, that's one of my favorite ones. That's one of those. And I don't know why, but every time I see that movie, I hear like an Asian man in my head, like The Exorcist 3.
Well, one of
Yeah,
the
I like
most
that.
one of the most famous jump scares in horror movie
Uh,
history
that
is
shit,
in Three.
that
Uh,
that shit scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid because I thought whatever it was going to be coming from like the from here, but it's like,
uh,
yeah, that's
and
a
of course,
good. It's a good film.
George C. Scott's great and everything, and he's great in Exorcist Three. Um,
I love his
and it was
speech when he's against the wall.
Jason Miller brought him back. Um, and what is it? Oh, Chucky, what's his name? Uh,
Brad
uh,
Dourif.
Brad Dourif. One of the best performances from Brad Dourif in Exorcist Three. Uh,
I love his speech when he's pinned against the wall and the demon's like, "What do you believe in?" He's like, "I believe in slime, filth, and infidelity, and greed, and slime, and all that shit." So, like George C. Scott in that movie, Detective Kinderman is such a crotchety, just grumpy, miserable bastard. Even when facing the devil, he's all like it's like a fuck you, basically. Still like he's just a grouchy bastard. But what's
yeah.
weird is I know in this book that one priest that does the exorcism, his character's not even in the story. And it always bothered me, where did he know to go? How did he know to go? Like
Well, I think, of course,
just
originally, because William Peter Blatty, who wrote it and directed the movie, and of course he wrote the original Exorcist. He wanted to just call it Legion, and based on his book, but the studio was like, oh, well, no, it's got to be an Exorcist movie. We got to have an Exorcist in it. It's got to have an exorcism. So all the Exorcist stuff that it's okay, but it really doesn't. It doesn't really belong in the movie. It kind of stands out. It's unnecessary.
yeah, but you see what I'm saying is how would the priest know to go to the hospital where they're possessed? Because he doesn't talk to Detective Kinderman. He just sees some scary shit. And I guess maybe the demon told him where he was at. I don't know. But that's one part why don't you just have George C. Scott do the exorcism or something? Like, I know he's not a priest, but it would at least make kind of more logical sense. Have it be like, "Get out, you son of a bitch! I cast you out! Get out, you bastard!" But
What's his name?
yeah,
Pazuzu. Uh,
well, it's. I was assuming it was the Gemini killer, but I guess it's also Pazuzu. I don't know. Because you see Brad Dourif, who's a Gemini killer in the film, and then the Pazuzu voice is towards the end of it. So part of me's like, I guess maybe it's both of them. Maybe that's why it's called Legion, because isn't in the Bible? It's like we're Legion, we're many, or some shit.
remaining.
Yeah, But it had a birthday, and that was pretty cool. Uh, Jaws 50th anniversary. There's a lot of movies that have been having anniversaries. I think isn't Nightmare on Elm Street having an anniversary too?
I don't know, probably
With
is,
that
but of course, Jaws has its
with that
50th,
expensive.
and there's a real good. Is it on Netflix? But it was a Jaws at 50 or something like that. There's a new documentary. They got new interviews with Spielberg and um, talking about the 50th anniversary, and talking about and still Spielberg. Even now, he talks about how it was a movie that made his career, and at the same time, it was a movie he thought was going to be the end of it. He thought it was going to be the end of his career in the making of it. It was one of the most upsetting experiences he had, along with being one of the greatest experiences he had. He talks about how hard it was. There's so many complications. The mechanical shark kept breaking down. He kept thinking he was going to get fired. He was going over budget. All these complications, and you know, so he still talks about how it was one of the most stressful experiences ever in his life. At the same time, it made his career. It made him a household name, and of course, it was a huge hit. It sort of invented the summer blockbuster. Jaws did, and but anyway, very very interesting documentary. And of course, anything Jaws is my favorite movie, so anything Jaws. But that new documentary is really cool. Uh,
I'm
and
looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that. They're going to be releasing Rampage, William Freakin's Rampage, on physical media and digital again. So that'll be interesting to actually see that movie in widescreen and stuff. Because Rampage is a damn good movie. I love that. Probably be one of my.
I
That's
don't
probably
know
one
if
of my
I've ever
favorite
seen it.
William Freakin movies. Is Rampage.
I don't know if
Oh,
I've ever seen it.
Rampage is awesome.
Is
Yeah,
it
this
available
guy
for
he
free?
thinks he's like a. He thinks he's a vampire and he kills people. But then it's kind of like a courtroom drama to where they're trying to prove is he insane or is he like not insane, and it's really good film. It's dark as fuck. Like I mean, it's a really kind of grim, dark movie, but I think it's probably one of William Freakin's best.
Huh? Do you know
Yeah,
around what
it was
what
a
year that came out?
probably late '80s, '90s because they have like the mullets and shit. So I'm assuming that it's probably late '80s or '90s.
Huh? I don't think I've ever seen Rampage.
And what's weird is the guy in the movie that's the killer. He looks just like the killer from Cruising, but it's a different actor. But they look damn near the same.
Huh?
Like it's one of the weirdest things. But yeah, Rampage. Whenever that comes out, because if you watch it on Amazon Prime, it's like a VHS rip. It doesn't look very good. It's not widescreen, and it's kind of I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of like how Peacock has their version of Curtains, and their version of Curtains looks like an old VHS tape, even though there's like that movie's in like HD and shit everywhere else. So it might be something like that. I don't know. But there's a Japanese version, like the movie that was in Japan was uncensored. So I wonder if they're going to have that version because the American one is edited down some. But yeah, you need to check Rampage out. It's really good.
Well,
It's
yeah,
hard to
definitely.
pick which one I like. It's hard to pick which ones I like because The Exorcist is my favorite movie ever. But you have To Live and Die in L.A., which is really good, and then you have Cruising, and then you have Sorcerer, and then
Bug and Killer
it's kind of hard to
Joe.
pick. It's hard to pick one. I haven't seen Killer Joe, but
You need to see
Bug I
Killer
thought
Joe.
was all right.
Matthew McConaughey's really good in that, and you need to see it just for him alone, Matthew McConaughey. Uh, but yeah, Killer Joe is really good, and for his performance, Matthew McConaughey's performance, uh, and of course Bug, his later movies. And of course, Live and Die in L.A. and Sorcerer. I really like Sorcerer. That was one that I was late to. I just saw it like last year for the first time, and I was like,
Same.
"Shit, how have I gone all these years and not seen this? Is a fucking masterpiece." Uh,
I didn't
for-
I didn't know the movie existed until I think Uncle Bill did his series on Friedkin, and that's when I heard about it.
yeah, I took
And
part
I'm
in
kind of
that.
glad.
What I reviewed Bug with him, and what else? Anyway, I took part in that series with him. But we talked
But
about Bug, and
I was glad that I watched his review because if I didn't know, I think I would have been disappointed seeing the name Sorcerer and William Friedkin and it not being about sorcerers or something. You know?
it's the name of one of the trucks.
Yeah,
You know, and it's a remake of a movie that was made, like in the 50s or 60s or something
and
like
I'm
that.
trying to track that movie down. But another movie that I want to revisit is an old black and white movie called The Sadist. Have you ever seen that? Where like this guy and this he's like an evil greaser and he has a girlfriend and they catch these people and hold them hostage and torture them and shit.
Huh.
It's
I think I've
almost like
heard of it. I think I've seen it.
it's almost like a black and white Last House on the Left kind of thing, but like the whole family's being tortured and they have to like try to like kill the sadist. And it's
And
been so long since I seen In Cold Blood, I wouldn't mind revisiting that one either.
what was that movie that Patton Oswalt had talked about that was made that was kind of similar to Texas Chainsaw and the mood of it? I think it was a black and white movie.
Oh God,
What
Man
was the name
Eats
of it? I want
Dog.
to see that movie. My God, that looks creepy as fuck.
It's either Man Eats Dog or Man Bites Dog or Man Kills Dog. It's something like
Something
one
like
of
that.
those.
But that looks creepy as hell. That
It
movie.
looks it's crazy because it looks like the rise of Leslie Vernon stole that idea from that movie because it's basically a documentary just following around the killer.
Yeah, following the killers. But man, I need to write that down. Uh, I want to say man bites dog, but I'm not sure.
Yes, Man Bite. It's something you know.
Uh,
God
well,
dang it! Even with the air condition, it's hot as hell in Texas.
yeah, it is. That's why I'm naked. That's
And I have the AC going too. Like damn.
yeah. Um, but yeah, man, just the clips they showed of that, I said, man, that looks creepy as hell. That
And
man
then
bites
like the
dog.
and then it's like and then he's like and then the camera crew even started getting too much. He shoots somebody while they're eating dinner and he's like eating and they're all
Well, you
freaked
just
out
wonder
and
when he
shit.
shoots that woman, when he shoots that man in the head, and is that woman that's just kind of like, the way she's reacting is, and it's like, well, shit, I've never even, I don't think, I might have heard of it, but I certainly have never seen it. But I gotta fucking see that movie. Uh,
That movie looks like that's a trip. Like it looks like it's real like fucked up and
yeah,
dark.
and I think
And
it was
it's
made, it was made before Texas Chainsaw, I think, and but it looked like it definitely influenced it. But hang on, we got someone. Texas. Hey, hadn't seen you in a long time, Texas. The Sadist. That's an Arch Hall movie. He was also in Wild Guitar.
yeah, and and I'm not trying to sound like mean or anything, but the guy who plays the sadist, they picked the perfect dude just because he's kind of strange looking too. It's just it just works. Yeah, it's called the sadist.
And the name of the movie is The Sadist.
And what's weird is I remember Walmart and Dollar Store used to have the real skinny dollar DVDs, and that's where I seen the sadist.
The Sadist. Oh,
You remember those, Jay?
oh
Those
yeah,
little dollar
I still
DVDs?
I still have some of them. Those little
And what
thin.
was weird is they would never ID you for them, and some of those movies would have like fucking nudity and like titties and blood and gore and shit, and it would just beep, you'd be able to buy them. I seen Creepers or Phenomena, the Creepers cut. I saw that on a dollar DVD. The Wrestler from the '80s was a dollar DVD, and Scarecrows. And there's one you have to see called Garden of the Living Dead, where the zombies get high on these fumes and they're in a prison camp. and like they're sniffing the fumes and getting high, and they murder people, and like, we gotta get the fumes, and they're like, ooh, sniff the fumes, they're like getting high and shit. It's yeah, it was crazy. I see some crazy ass movies on there.
I think maybe a subject would be after seeing Texas Chainsaw on the big screen. What's some other movies that you would really like to see on the big screen? Uh,
Exorcist.
The Exorcist is number one. Besides Jaws, of course. The Exorcist. Would love to see the original cut.
Every
Of course, I
everything
know you like that extended cut. I like the original cut.
everything freaking pretty much.
Yeah.
Everything freaking's whole filmography pretty much would be cool.
Westerns like Good, Bad, and the Ugly would be great to see on the big
Oh,
screen.
the what would be really cool in the westerns ones would be like some of the old like Sons of Katie Elder and like High Plains Drifter, and or there was one I think it's called like
Any
the
of
Big
the
Trail,
Clint Eastwood westerns.
Red River, like one of those big epic. Some of the biblical movies too, like the Ten Commandments, Passion of the Christ, stuff would be kind of cool to see.
True Grit, with John Wayne. Um,
Universal Monsters be cool.
well, we said a double feature of Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, you could
Because
do that.
like you said, the movies are like an hour, 90 minutes or whatever. They're short films to begin with.
Hell, to be honest with you, you could do probably three of them because they're so short. You could do Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, throw Dracula in there, or one of the other ones. They're not. I mean, hell, most movies are like what 3 hours now, anyway. So just kind of give people a time to go take a piss in between.
But yeah, Texas, if you're still here, name some movies that you would love to see on the big screen. Some classic films or films that you love, you grew up watching, but didn't get to see on the big screen. Um,
Tim
or
Burton's
movies that you
Batman.
just like to see again on the big screen. Of course, The Exorcist is right up at the top, and of course, Jaws. And hopefully, we're going to be able to see Jaws here in a week or two.
Cruising would be a cool one too.
Yeah, Cruising. I don't know. Cruising. I watched it when we did the Friedkin show, and I had never seen it. So I watched Cruising. I really like it. I like Al Pacino in it, but it kind of unnerved me. I guess I would say the movie kind of unnerved me. Uh,
Is
that
that good or bad?
I don't know if it's good or bad. It's just kind of like it left me feeling kind of sticky and dirty. Uh,
Well, that's kind of the point of it, though. It's like
it,
it's unfiltered, and it's just.
it's definitely
And
unfiltered. Yeah, it's
from what
definitely
I understand, they just went to the bars and they told people to just do what you normally would do, and they were filming all kinds of shit. And from what I
it's
understand, that
the gay biker bars, dressed in leather and humping on each other and giving each other
apparently
blowjobs and stuff.
apparently William Freakin just, I don't know how true this is, but I remember reading some articles at the studios like, this is X-rated. We can't show this shit. You got to cut like a lot of this out. I think they had a special effects guy do like a stomach when someone was getting fisted, and they had like this where you could see this. It's like, okay, it's like that's getting a bit fucking much. But that movie, the first time I seen it, I was like, because again, with the series you did with Uncle Bill, I didn't even know the movie existed till I seen it, and I was just like, and that's when I thought it's like, wow, they can't go any further than this. Oh shit, the guy's putting the Crisco on his fucking fist, and why is it Crisco? That's just gonna give somebody break them out or something. But he got that Crisco just.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The movie just kind of like, it's
And then that part that just blew my mind is that there's a black guy in a jock strap with a cowboy hat on. Just comes in, slaps the shit out of Al Pacino, and then walks out. Comes back and
slaps him
leaves.
again. And then he said, "Well, he was working for the guys that work for Al Pacino, you know."
And Al Pacino said something like, "You hit me for real," and he takes his cowboy hat and throws it out the window. And it's just it's a good. I like that movie. I wish Joe Spinell was in it more, just because he's just a I don't know. Even he looks like it. I'm no prize neither, but he just looks oily in that movie. Like every scene you see him, he's all like this.
Well, everybody looks oily in that movie.
Yeah,
Speaking of Joe Spinell, that'd be
and I
another one
like.
to see in a theater. Of course, they're not going to put Maniac back in the theater, but that'd be cool to see that in the theater. Um, to see Maniac in the theater. Um,
You never know. I mean, with Terrifier and shit, Maniacs is tame compared to Terrifier and shit like that.
or I Spit on Your Grave, um, Last House on the Left. Um,
One that'd
yeah,
be interesting is, have you ever seen that movie Eyes Without a Face? It's like a French movie.
I don't think so.
Yeah, this girl, I think she was in a car wreck or something, so she's disfigured. And her dad's a doctor, and he kidnaps these women and kills them and tries to do these face transplants. And like, I don't know like what they use for blood in the black and white days, but that shit looks real. Like it looks like they really cut somebody's face off. And
Yeah.
normally I don't get grossed out by stuff, but I was just like, okay, this is fucking nasty. I'm like, ugh. And they have these little instruments pulling the face up, and it's just, yeah, and it's real creepy because it's called Eyes Without a Face because she doesn't really have a face and she's wearing a white mask, and it's just two eye holes and a nose, and it's called Eyes Without a Face.
Eyes Without a Face.
Shit's
Oh,
creepy. Oh, where's that one? I was so pissed because my friend Lewis didn't want to go see it because it's an old black and white movie. But what's that one that's like, I'm writing a letter to daddy? You know what I'm talking about?
oh,
They're singing
God.
that song. I'm
Oh,
writing a letter to daddy.
oh,
Is it Whatever
shit.
Happened to Baby Jane?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? And that would be a great one to see in the theater. I watched it a couple of months ago. I watched it again, and of course Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, um, and Betty Davis is just amazing in that movie. Uh, and yeah, uh, that would be
Oh
a
man,
great one to see in the cinema.
this shit's taking effect.
Well, yeah, I drank mine pretty fast, so I'm definitely buzzed. You know,
Betty Davis, I shall
I drank
seduce
mine
you.
faster too, and I'm very sensitive to alcohol because I don't drink
No,
anymore,
but I
so I'm
try to
very
tell him.
sensitive to it. What's that you said?
I was trying to get him into Universal Monsters and stuff, but for some my friend I told him it'd be a good movie to go see, but he's like, oh, it's in black and white. It's hard for me to get into old movies, but I've been trying to get him into Universal Monsters and shit. Same thing with my sister. I've been trying to get her more into Universal, like the Universal stuff, and it's just I don't know. People just don't. I guess there's a certain time period that it's just hard for him to get into.
Yeah,
I did watch that damn anime movie he sent me though, so I mean he needs to kind of watch. God dang, that anime movie is like damn near 3 hours. The Wolfman's like 55 minutes. I don't think it helped that I twisted his arm to take me to see old shitty Wolfman, and I fell asleep and he woke me up. I was like, "You want to see this?" I was like, "God damn it!" Jay, have you seen the shitty Wolfman?
I still haven't seen it because you talked about and Cody Leach really trashed it. You said it was bad. Now I just want to see what's so bad about it. Uh, you
No,
know,
I want to know. There has to, I want to see what your opinion on it is because
because the
some people
concept
loved it.
the
They're like,
concept sorry the concept sounded cool. That it was almost like The
yeah,
Fly, where it was a slow progress that he turns into the Wolfman. You know, it wasn't just he just turns into the Wolfman like, American Werewolf in London or something, but it's a slow progression or degression or whatever. That sounded cool to me, but Cody Leach really trashed it. He said, "Nah, it's." It really disappointed him. He said he was really looking forward to it because of the director he really liked, and he was really expecting something really unique and innovative or whatever. And he really said, "I'm no, it didn't work for me at all," and whatever. And you said you didn't like it, so But what was
I
it in
looked. I think
particular you didn't like about it?
it's just it. I don't know. It just wasn't very good, and it's
Was it
just the
boring?
makeup design of the wolf. No, it was just I don't. To me, it was didn't. It sounds better in concept because he looks stupid. He doesn't. He how you gonna be the wolf man and lose hair? Like it wasn't the Wolfman. If I didn't know what the title was, I would have been like, oh, this is some kind of wrong turn movie or something. Like I would have never in a million years guessed the Wolfman. At least try to make him look like a werewolf or something or wolf like. It just he looked kind of like a zombie,
Well,
and it just wasn't very.
whenever it streams where I can watch it for free, I'll definitely watch it. And you
And
know,
it's one of those movies to where nothing really. It's the same shit. Oh my god, we have to run in this room. Oh god, we
oh,
got to run in this room.
and I definitely want to hear your opinion about it. Like I say, you might want to write it down. I told you yesterday, Strange Darling. Uh, you can rent it for $5-6. It's a cheap rent. Go to the Amazon channel, Strange Darling. I definitely want to hear your review of Strange Darling.
Okay.
What you think of Strange Darling?
It's not Christmas time yet, but have you ever seen Better Watch Out?
I think I have, but
That's one you need to watch because there's a twist in that movie that I didn't see coming either, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And
but
it's
anyone out
crazy.
there
Like,
that have seen Strange Darling, you know what I'm talking. When I'm talking about a twist, there is definitely a twist. You don't see it coming. But the only thing, it's one of those movies that I've seen it twice and enjoyed it the second time. But the first time is the best time because, once you see the twist, then of course you know the twist, So any views after that, it's not a surprise.
and you said don't watch no trailers or nothing to
Don't
see it.
watch trailers. Don't know. You go in completely blind, and that's the best way to watch Strange Darling. Um, you're going to start off thinking this is going to be, this is good, but I've seen this kind of thing before, and then it's going to go into a direction you're going to go, holy shit, you know. Uh, and yeah, but yeah, Strange Darling. Definitely want to hear your opinion of Strange Darling. So,
Yeah, I want to check that out. I'm looking forward to Weapons too. Like that looks like something that'll be interesting
the reviews have been
because
good for it. They haven't said it's
people
the
are
best
referring
ever,
to it
but
as like a comedy, which is weird because the trailer doesn't look like a comedy. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's like a black comedy," and it's like, okay, well,
I mean,
be
Cody Lynch.
interesting to see.
I don't remember him saying a lot about it being funny, but he liked it. It wasn't like the best thing ever or nothing like that, but they liked it. The reviews I've read, they've all liked the movie and recommend that you see it. So I definitely want to see it. Um,
I'm just curious about that movie Him too because that was one that I was just like, okay, another boring ass football movie, and
and
then it's
it's
just like
also
I'm the
so's the
devil or
devil.
whatever.
Uh,
And did you see that they had like that thing that shoots the football, and I guess they catch it and it hit that dude in the face
yeah,
in the trailer? Like, ow! Just yeah,
and
it looks interesting.
caught stealing. Um,
Yeah, I
the
want to see that.
Darren Aronofsky caught stealing. Um,
You need to watch the P Diddy documentary. That shit was crazy. Apparently, P
that's the
Diddy.
thing about. I don't give a shit about P Diddy. I don't care about P Diddy and the shit he's done.
I didn't
I
think I
think
did either. I didn't think I did either till I saw that documentary. I was bored and I put it on. They're like, she had a heart attack, but I really think it was Diddy. And it's really and at first I'm like, oh bullshit. He gave some but everyone who's gonna testify against him died of some weird disease, and it's like, did he drug them or something? Or like and apparently there's a thing called like chemical warfare where like people were like put like so rich people can get like botulism or something, like put it in your drink and then you'll get like a disease. So P. Diddy was like might have murdered a bunch of people. And this guy's living in the woods. He's like, I'm in the woods because of
I
P.
remember
Diddy.
when he first was famous, he was Puff Daddy, and And
Yeah,
then he went from Puff Daddy to P Diddy, and it's like, Snoop Dogg started out as Snoop Doggy Dogg, you know, and then he just became just Snoop Dogg.
and then he
And
was Snoop Lion.
he's what now?
Yeah, he was Snoop Lion for a little bit. Then he went back to Snoop
I don't
Dogg.
remember Snoop Lion, uh, but I remember he was
Yeah, he had a reggae phase.
Puff Daddy, and then he became P Diddy, and I'm like, eh.
Bro, there's a dude. It makes no sense because this guy's living out in the woods, and he's like, "Yeah, me and P Diddy were good friends. All this bad shit happened, but I'm out here in the woods to get away from it all." And then at the very end, he's like, "Hey, I hope my boy comes home." It's like, well, if you moved in the woods to get away from him, why do you want his ass to come home? I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy, and they did people dirty because you know how they have people in the shadows where they didn't alter their voice at all, and they barely like shadowed them. So it's like, yeah, if P Diddy wanted to, he could find out who that was. I mean, goddamn, you didn't even blur their face, you know? They just put like a little bit of shadow on them, and it's just like
Well,
he
and
did
that's
this.
another thing that I wonder if it was going to be kind of like the Epstein files, where he had all those sex parties, and can you imagine all the famous people that were at those sex parties? That when the names start being uncovered about who attended those sex parties, that he threw,
Well,
you know,
apparently he videotaped all that shit, and he had a big room that was just full of tapes dating back to like the 90s. So from like 1990 to like modern day. And
well, can
I'll
you
never forget,
imagine how many famous
I was
people
watching
were at
the
that
TV.
party?
I was watching the TV in the break room. Like, well, it's not a crime to have baby oils. Like, there was 100 bottles of baby oil, a swimming pool full of baby oil. Like, that's not a crime. It's like They say he videotaped it, and they're reviewing the tapes now. And then they showed him beating up his wife in the hallway, and it's like, God damn, he did it.
I did
He
see
did
that.
all that
I
shit.
saw that when he was beating up on his wife. Um,
You
but
want to check the comments? Let me see if there's anything in the comment section.
well, yeah. I mean, if there's any comments, it would show up here, and that the only thing has been Texas talking about the sadist. So, uh, yeah,
Yeah, dude,
any comments would show up. Uh,
that that Epstein shit, that Epps, that Epstein shit's crazy. See, I'm
you
coughing
know,
now. They're trying to kill me.
when you go way back before Donald Trump was elected for the first time, there's that famous video where talking about you could grab a girl by the pussy and you can get away with it if you're famous. If you're a celebrity, you can grab right by the pussy. You can get away with that. He's in that damn Epstein shit, probably having sex with underage girls. I bet Trump is all over that shit. Um, and
But they said that they think Epstein might have been an Israel agent, and that was his job. Was he was sent by Israel or some other foreign country just to blackmail rich people? That was his job. He'd get them over there. He'd blackmail people, human traffic them, and apparently that's how political shit. Because Bill
you know
Clinton was in it, Trump was in
what
it. Apparently,
what gets to me about that is if we're talking about underage girls, if we're talking about basically kids being sexually molested, that shit should have come out a long time ago because I mean that's a major crime being committed. That shit needs to be
yeah,
revealed.
but
You know,
they
what's
you
holding
know
back the
said
release of those files?
they said the reason they didn't do it is because some of it was financial blackmail. And like, but couldn't you just say like these people did not do nothing, like no sex crimes? This is all like money shit, and these are the people that did the bad shit. You know, I mean, if they know who did it, if they're like, well, there's some people that did the bank fraud. It's like, well, you can say, well, these are the bank fraud people. Or if you don't want to expose the bank fraud people, just expose the fucking predators or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shit. But
They
I
need
think
to
I'll be
further
honest.
release these files. And yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's because Trump and all the Republicans and a lot of the Democrats probably too, they're all in that shit. So that's why they don't want it to come out. They probably all did that shit.
Yeah.
Because he
Uh,
turns it off. He turns the subject every time it gets. We still talking about this.
Well,
It's
he
no,
keeps
we
saying,
never put it.
"Oh, it's a hoax. It's all a hoax." Uh,
Apparently, there was a list, but there wasn't a list. And if there wasn't a list, why was he in jail to begin with? If no crimes were ever committed, that makes no fucking sense. And then
was
they
him,
had
and
the
then
footage.
there was a woman. There was a woman too. What was her name?
Yeah, she's gonna get a pardon. It seems like Ghislaine Maxwell. So if and it's crazy because her lawyer even said like, well, if there's no crime and there's no list, why is she in prison for? And they're like, oh shit. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's one of those things to where it's like we'll probably never have that released. And people are like, well, what if Tom Hanks is in it? It's like, well, then fuck him. I mean, shit.
Well, yeah, anyone that's committed that kind of crime needs to be exposed, no matter who they are, um, including the president of the United States. If he did it, I'm not saying he did, but if he did it, he needs to be exposed. Everybody needs to be exposed that committed that kind of crime
Well, I
against
mean, if
children.
well, wasn't he like taking pictures with Epstein before all this shit was a
Well, yeah,
scandal?
there's
Like
pictures and
there's
they're like shaking hands and they got their arms around each other and they're smiling. So, yeah. But like I
yeah,
said, I can't
and,
accuse anybody without the information. So,
and if he didn't, and if Trump didn't do anything, it's kind of like, why are you so sensitive about the Jeffrey Epstein thing?
yeah, yeah.
You
Uh,
know, it's kind of like like him with the bank fraud shit. It's like, god damn, you committed so many crimes that the fucking I don't think you got away with the riot on the Capitol. I don't think they're gonna come after you if you fucked up your taxes or some shit. It's like
he paid off a whore and he was convicted of that. And of course, none of that. He didn't have to pay for any of that. So, uh,
it's kind of crazy how when you're rich and powerful, like the president, you can just do whatever you want.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna because he wanted those people to fucking overthrow the government. Because he's sending the National Guard on the homeless people, which don't get me wrong, I know you don't want a bunch of homeless people around, but it's kind of like you didn't have the National Guard come when people were like looting the White House type shit. But we have to watch what we say because they're probably going to come for us, Jay. No,
Well,
I'm being
probably
serious. Like,
gonna wind this down. But if there's anybody watching that wants to comment, now's the time to do it. Anything you want to say, anything you want to ask, and please hit that thumbs up. It's a simple little thing to do. Just point your pointer to that thumbs up and hit that thumbs up, please, 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 and spread the word. If you're enjoying what we're doing here, please spread the word. Um, Not sure what we'll do next as far as a show. I haven't done a midday show with Kathy in a while, so I may do one of those before too long. I'll talk to her and see what she thinks. Um, but
we need to do like a topic again. That was real fun.
yeah, we'll find a topic. You had talked about maybe talking about the Exorcist films and kind of going through the all the Exorcist films and
Or if you want, you could do like the Exorcist knockoffs because there's like a god dang how many of those.
yeah. Um, but yeah, we'll definitely find a subject to talk about.
Or if you want, I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy, but Hacks and Witchcraft Through the Ages. I know it's an old silent movie,
I
but
wrote it down. I definitely am going to look that up. I'm going to check Tubi probably tonight and see if it's on Tubi.
because I wouldn't mind doing a deep dive on just one film, like a deep review of one film or two films, because that's one to where you could there's so much meat on that bone, and there's so many scenes that for the 20s, I'm surprised they got away with. Like, I mean, there's like a homoerotic scene where a priest is getting whipped, and he's like, "I'm sinful." It's a silent movie, so it comes up with there. And I'm not being homophobic. That's just the way the guy's voice would sound in my head if it was like, "I'm sinful, hit me," and the priest is like whipping
Well,
him,
it's
and
like last night after Texas Chainsaw with that little bit with Patton Oswalt
and
talking about
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. That's another movie that we
How
could talk
cool?
a
How
whole
cool
lot
would
about.
it be to see that on the big screen? Because they were showing the clips from Nosferatu. I'm like, That would be an experience. Or if
Yeah,
they,
that
or if
would
you
be
could,
something very cool to see on the big screen.
or if you could, like the Waco Hippodrome has an orchestra pit, I think. Actually have like a live band do the music while the movie's playing would be really
Oh
fucking
man,
cool
that'd
too.
be something. Um,
But yeah, Hacks and Witchcraft Through the Ages, man. There's women in it that are hooers and they get burned for being hooers. There's
I wrote it
priests that
down.
are. I'm telling you, look on Tubi. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
But
I wrote it
next
down.
time
It's definitely
I tell you what, you have a way to watch a DVD yet or no?
not yet. Right now, not
I'm
right
gonna
now.
see. I'm gonna see if I have an extra DVD player because the DVD has music from the Czechoslovakian
Well, no,
Symphony
I've got an old
Orchestra.
Blu-ray player. I just, I haven't hooked anything up to this new TV yet. Uh, you know,
But it works better with the Czech orchestra because if you watch it on like YouTube or Tubi, it's like weird jazz music, which works. But I also I just mute it and put heavy metal music on, and it fits perfectly. Like turning like the devil's turning butter, but it looks like he's jerking off, and like
just
there's hooers.
put on Blizzard of Oz and play Hacks
Yeah,
and
man, there's like an orgy with hooers and like the devil's like making out with women, and then like there's a devil in the corner turning butter, and I'm assuming it's supposed to be him jacking off. I don't know because he's all like, and then like he just does that, and then he seduces women, and it's a crazy movie, bro. And then like there's like if you want this monk to fall in love with you, you must get kiss and scat and shit and mix it up in his wine. And the monk he's drinking it, he's like, "Ah, yeah, yeah." And then he starts chasing her and shit. And he's like, I guess he's trying to rape her or something because the potion went wrong. And I'm
no, I'm
telling you, it's crazy.
definitely gonna look it up and watch it if they got it. Uh,
Yeah,
but
action
okay,
witchcraft of
guys,
the ages.
I guess I'm gonna sign off. We've done an hour and a half. Done a pretty good show. Uh, Definitely was an experience last night seeing Texas Chainsaw on the big screen, and anxious to see, of course, Jaws and anything else. Uh,
Yeah, and just like I
maybe
said,
come
like I was
back.
telling my coworkers, don't be the person that's like, well, I have it at home. Why would I go see it? Because it is different. It does make a difference.
It really is, and of course, having seen Texas Chainsaw countless times, it was like seeing it with new eyes last night. It was a different film almost. Seeing it on a big curved screen with the surround sound and all that. Yeah. So okay,
And one,
guys, we will see y'all soon. You can stay with me here, Brandon, when I'm gonna sign off to you guys. Please hit the thumbs up. The thank you, Texas, for chiming in, and
Hooters.
yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
We need to get some Hooters on this show.
Okay, bye bye.